welcome to the slowest Tr4 rebuild channel. So talking about the chassis, we dropped the chassis off of the body shell, and obviously it was oily and rusty. It had a few bits that were bent and broken that needed to be fixed and straightened. But actually it wasn't, doesn't actually look too bad, but there were holes, there were pegs on the front steering that weren't right. So now we're zooming in towards the centre line. Actually, between the two front struts, there's a C marked up. Right, we had a dented cross tube, and we got a replacement cross tube. But actually, there's two different versions. There's a 2-hole version and a 3-hole version. So there's variations in the chassis as you go along the years. Anyway, the blue book is got a lot of good measurements in it, but also the front pins on the front trunnion pins had to be straightened. This car had just had a few tweaks. We used a porter pack to push things squarer. You want to make sure everything there's meant to be a right angle is a right angle. All the pins are lined up with each other in a straight line, or your front suspension will never be right. So we basically got it, right, and things that are rusted we replaced and rebuilt. There is a centre line. It goes from the C on the front between the front trunnions and the hole where the spare tyre screws into at the back. Trouble is, Adrian repaired that tube because it was rotten, and in the repair the centre line moved an inch. So that's why my centre line was wrong, and that's why the tail end of my car is about 1 inch out. Now you can see the tube that he let in on one side, and I think he just cut the tube off and just welded it on the other end, which wasn't as rotten, and that's how my centre line moved 1 inch at the back. God bless Adrian. It wasn't his, he's probably misdirected as well, but just general repair. If you have to decide what you're going to do. You can zinc plate your chassis, but then you can't weld it. You also might want to put wax oil inside the chassis, and then put a bung over the front of so that water doesn't pour in. Anyway, we got all the repairs done, and it was looking pretty damn good. And then we'll send it off for powder coating. But after powder coating, we had to tap all the threads back out because they were full up of powder coat, and just remount some of the holes. Anyway, it's all things you need to sort of work on if you're as you do your chassis repairs. I'm by no means an expert on this. We did our best. We started with putting all back together and tapping all the holes back out, and it really did go well. So lots of things were done right, a couple of things went wrong. So the centre line is the main issue, so we assembled all the corners, and so there's the front suspension looking absolutely fabulous. So it's really, when it is right, it just looks brilliant. Putting the back axle back together, and then mocking up the car, just keeping the record of the photos. I was persuaded to put it on the wire wheels. I like my steel wheels. I might actually put the steel wheels back on. Rear suspension mounted up. And then to close, we have a photo of the whole chassis assembled with the exhaust installed, and it looks pretty damn good. Anyway, thanks for watching.